Good evening. Welcome to day 13. I think we're on day 13. Day 13 of Advent 2022. I've got a craft tonight. While I was at Jane's house and we were going through all of her Christmas stuff, she showed me these cool. So every year, Jane, for years, made Christmas decorations. I have an entire bag of homemade Christmas decorations and ideas. I'm going to show you two tonight, two of my favorite tonight. I'm going to show you how to do this one. And then I think I'm going to reserve the other one. I picked up some moss and I'm going to attempt to make some bird nests for the other one. So here's the first one. These are just super simple idea. Take your Christmas ornament hangers and bling them up a little bit with some beads. I have a ton of beads that actually fell all over my sewing room floor the other day. And we've been too lazy to pick them up with the broom. And so we've been hopping over them on our way to the bathroom. And Grayson is laughing on the couch because Grayson knows I'm right.
I have a good excuse.
These are Grayson's beads, and I'm going to use them because they've fallen all over the floor. Funny story, the fireplace guy needed to use the bathroom today. I'm looking over at Grayson, and guess what I had to tell him to do? I had to tell the fireplace guy to hop over my mess in the sewing room and be careful not to hurt himself on the bead mess. I did clean up most of them. There's now just a little bit left, mostly because I knew I needed them for this. I've been gone, as you know, so I'm back. But craft number one, Christmas ornament hangers blinged up with some sparkly beads. Now I have really cool glass beads. These are crystally, and then these little tricorn ones are plastic. And Jane used whatever she had in her hands, and they are all beautiful. In fact, I have some of these little pearl things. The other craft, sorry, I'm leaning forward and you can see the top of my head. The other craft is this cute little bird on a bird's nest. All it is, clothespin painted gold. Jane used sphagnum moss on this. I found some green dried moss out on my walk today, and I'm going to give it a whirl. Otherwise, I guess I'll find some sphagnum moss. Does anybody have any ideas of what other things we could use? Maybe a little branch, maybe little brambles. Actually, I could just take a branch of something, put it along the thing, and then put the bird on it. I have a bunch of these birds, smaller, but I have a bunch of these birds. They have them at Joann's. They're little foam birds, and they're super cute, and you just clip them to the branch on your Christmas tree. So I'm going to make this tomorrow. This is tomorrow's craft, and you might actually see a tree going up tomorrow. Today was fireplace day. I'll show you. Oh my gosh, that was the story. I'll tell you that tale too. All right, so I'm going to flip you around, and I'm going to turn you down. Show you how to make these. So here we are. I mean, super simple. I put them out on this little piece of cardboard, mostly because my tablecloth is a little too busy not to put them on there. And you take any old piece. You could take a medium gauge wire. I can tell you that probably the 25 I used for making ribbons is too fine, but you can also buy these in packs. And you just straighten one end, slide your beads on, and curl it back up. If you don't want it to float down to the corner, a little bit of tacky glue, and it stays right where you want it. Here's one I just made. I don't mind that it floats down to the corner because I found this cute little mushroom bead. So, and then I will just hang my ornament here and let it drop on top of the ornament. Here, this one is clearly this little S hook is copper or gold. Can you see that? And it was homemade. And I'm just going to pick out a couple. Oh, there's an orange mushroom. I'll save that one. Here's a jingle bell. That probably wouldn't stick very well. I'm going to take a couple of these Italian, I think they're called Millefiori beads. Let's see if we can get them on here. These are also, I'm going to straighten it, slide one on, because these fit pretty tight. Very tight, in fact. Let's get a second one. And there's a second one. There. You can put on smaller beads to go on either side, like Jane did with the pearls. Or just put a couple of big beads on. There we go. And that's that simple. What a good way to use up your leftover beads. Now, the tacky glue, if I wanted to position this right here, I would just take a little spot of tacky glue and put it right underneath there, or even Elmer's would work, but you're going to have to let it sit for a bit. Put a little bit of glue there and then just put it down to rest, and then your beads will stay. These beads have been around for years, and see how they don't slide? And these were done with tacky glue. So that is today's craft, is a little bit of tacky glue, break out your bead collection, put it on the wires, and then you'll have a little bit of extra bling on the on your Christmas ornaments. I have a whole bag full of both beaded and non-beaded ones, so I'm gonna carry on with this, given that we have these beads that have just been hanging around for years. Ooh, look at that pretty turquoise one. Tons of pretty ones, might as well use them. Oh, look, here's a little snowflake. Anyway, that's today's craft. Quick and dirty, easy to do. You should enjoy it, right? I think it's fun to do. A little tedious thing to do, or a little, not tedious, because tedious is a good thing in my book. Just a little simple thing to do in front of the TV, a little teeny piece of glue. And honestly, you could probably attach it with just a little toothpick, and it probably wouldn't even googe out when you laid it down to dry. So today, we got fireplace in. But remember I told you that the fireplace had been sitting in the back of a pickup because we couldn't lift it? Well, the guys got here and they had a little forklift thing to get it out of the back of the truck. They lifted it down. They opened it up because it was all wrapped in plastic and discovered that somebody had dropped it off the forklift at the store. Yeah, so I had to do a whole bunch of interactions with the store. I'm probably not going to name it. I'm going to name it because they are, other than the initial cover up, I feel, because there were things said to us that leads me to believe that they knew it had fallen. Other than the original problem, they have been really good. So I called and said, listen, this isn't cool. You loaded this in the back of our truck and it's got scratches all over it, which you will soon see. How are we going to fix this? And they're going to order us a new cover because you can put a new front on and we can put a new door on. And then we have to wait till January already for our surround. Now, I may just push them to give me the one off the floor because both stores have floor models that are perfectly fine. But for some reason, they are not willing to give them up. Okay, just might have to cough. So, even though it's scratched up and even though I don't have a surround, I now have a fire, and I'm going to take you over and show you that. That will actually be your moment of zen before we see the kitty cat meow at us. But I have a working fire. It's warming up in here, I think, but we kind of had a heater working already, so we have a backup heating system now. And in January, we will have a surround, and in 6 months, we will have the broken front replaced. Now, they offered us 15% off. I may just call and say, hey, just give me the one off the floor. I haven't decided yet. I think I might, though, because that's a long time to wait. Yeah. So, saga continues. But I highly recommend the Fireplace Guys. I'll put their info in the, I think they're called the Fireplace Guys, actually. Fireplace and Chimney Guys or something like that. I'll put their info in the information below. I'll put Costo's info in the information below. And I'll include a picture of what our fireplace is supposed to look like at the end of this video so you can see what we have and what we're supposed to have. Yeah. So that's it for me today. Hopefully tomorrow we'll have a Christmas tree. The living room was complete. The living room is completely torn apart still. I haven't put it all back. I've just done a little bit. So I really didn't want to put the tree up before that happened. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Oh, and look, I've put you in view here, the second half of the conversation. My pot has moved over here because of the fireplace. And then this is stuff from Jane that I'm selling for her on Etsy. I'll put a link to our Etsy page. It's called Austrian Treasures is the store that I have set up for Jane. This is kind of a cool one. Look at this, is a cake pan. And you can pour your cake in and then bake this in the oven, and you'll have a heart-shaped pan or a heart-shaped sort of loaf. And I think what you do is you then slice it and turn it into sort of petit fours, is my guess. I don't know. It's very cute.
I think it's for putting inside of other cakes.
You think it's, Oh, Grayson thinks you make this cake and then you put it into another cake.
And then when you slice it, you get a heart picture.
Oh, like a loaf or a round one. Oh, well, there you go. See, I don't know these things because I'm not familiar with. I'm not a big baker. Simple baker is what I am. Anyway, that's it for me today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you make some Christmas ornament hangers. If you do, Instagram them and hashtag Black Sheep Fiber Emporium or BSFE or Advent 2022 and BSFE and let us know. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, do it. If you want to see what tomorrow's video will bring, ring the bell and leave a comment. I'll see you tomorrow with a bird, hopefully, or a Christmas tree. Bye.
Under the mistletoe, then it's Christmas.